Good morning, you guys, or afternoon. Usually I go live at about 11, but I had some appointments this morning that ran a little bit late. So here I am. I hope you guys are finding today to be off to a really good start. And if you're not, let's talk about how you can maybe change that. Because I imagine that if it's not off to a good start, it could have to do with maybe how you're feeling physically or emotionally. And that's what I do here. I love to use this online space to really educate and empower each of you to use natural solutions for your health and to use nutrition, to use essential oils, talk about detox methods. We talk about cleaning up your environment and really working on your emotional health. And I hope that you find this helpful. My name is Susan Johnson. I'm actually a nutritional therapy practitioner, and I have this beautiful job where I get to teach people about all of the things I just mentioned. I also am the founder of the Kick Cancer Movement, where we help kids thrive through cancer by teaching them how to implement, teaching their caregivers how to implement natural methods alongside their conventional treatment. And I'm also a Presidential Diamond with doTERRA Essential Oils, which also means I get to teach you guys and travel around and speak about how to use these bottles of oil that are so incredibly powerful to improve your health. But today I want to talk to you about something a little bit different. I want to talk to you about why it is that you should not take nutrition advice from your physician. Now, first, let me preface this by saying I am so thankful for doctors, and they play a really important role. And for some of you, they've been an incredibly pivotal part of your health and of your health journey. And perhaps you've been able to walk through and navigate successfully through disease using your physician. So we're going to talk about why you shouldn't take nutrition advice from them. But in that, I want you to know that you still want to trust them with advice about medicine and about the particular protocol that they have you on for your specific illness. Our experience walking through cancer for 3.5 years with my son was we learned really quickly that we actually had to educate and empower ourselves with the nutrition piece. And here's why. Here's why you shouldn't take nutrition advice from your medical doctor. Your medical doctor typically, on average, has about 11 years of medical school. It's about 4 years of undergrad. Then they have 4 years of medical school. And in addition to that, they typically have 3 or more years of residency. And in that entire time, it's approximately about 40,000 hours of education. Out of that 40,000 hours, less than 19 hours today is actually dedicated to them learning about nutrition. And here's a really interesting study that was done. It was done by the Journal of American College of Nutrition, and they interviewed a large percentage of internal medicine interns. And so when we talk about internal medicine, that's a really complicated role actually as a physician. They're working with all of your organs, your digestive organs, and all of the really important pieces that really put your body together. So when asked if they felt comfortable talking to their patients about nutrition, only 14% of them said they felt comfortable talking to their patients about nutrition, whereas 94% said that they felt that it was a very important piece of their patient's protocol. So backing up, 94% of internal medicine interns that were interviewed said that they felt that nutrition was a really important piece of their patient's protocol, but only 14% of them felt comfortable talking to their patients about nutrition. So obviously there's an issue with this system, right? And let me explain to you why that is. Medical school is funded by pharmaceutical companies. And so we have these physicians going to medical school and they're learning incredible information about how to use modern medicine, surgery, and medication to help with disease, to help treat disease, okay? But they're not learning nutrition. Nutrition is an elective in medical school. And as you can see from those statistics, they get very little of that. So how can we fix this? And what is the solution? Number one, we have to educate and empower ourselves. I say that a lot. And take the piece of nutrition and preventive approaches to disease into our own hands. And so a few suggestions that I have for you on how you could do that. It should be most important. You're absolutely right. Thanks for sharing. And you guys, when we talk about nutrition and its role in disease, many of you have heard me say this before, but you need to understand it's just like if you had a Ferrari If you had a Ferrari, would you take your Ferrari to get to the gas station and give it unleaded fuel? Absolutely not. Why wouldn't you do that? Because a Ferrari is a very intricately created machine that's high powered and needs really high superior oil, I should say. So when you take your Ferrari to get gas, you're going to put the premium fuel in that to make sure that it runs at the capacity that it was created to. And if you did take your Ferrari and you started putting unleaded fuel in it, the cheap stuff, it's not going to run very well and it'll eventually break down. It's just like your body. So we can no longer look at nutrition as just this elective. We have to look at nutrition as what you're putting in your body every single time you fuel up is either feeding or fighting disease. It's either going to allow you to withstand and have a long running healthy go, or it's going to allow your body to break down. So we have to look at nutrition as really the foundation. So a few ways to do this for you is to educate yourself. My suggestion would be a really great resource is actually if you go to nutritionaltherapy.com, I believe it's nutritional therapy or nutritionaltherapyassociation.com, you can look for local practitioners in your area that study nutrition. This is their job, and they can work alongside you. And if you are working with a medical doctor, great. They can work alongside both of you to help you with the piece of nutrition that you're not going to get from the conventional side. Another thing you could do is you could go to my blog, susanjohnson.com/blog. And I actually just wrote a blog post a couple days ago about 5 foods that you should avoid if you're fighting cancer. But I would say these are 5 foods that you should avoid if you're fighting any type of illness or disease. If you're dealing with inflammation, if you're walking through any type of chronic or acute medical issue, these are 5 foods that you should avoid eating. So you can find that on Facebook. I actually linked it in the title to this. For those of you watching on Instagram, again, just go to susanjohnson.com/blog and you're going to find that post. And then another option, I'm actually teaching a live masterclass at the end of this month. And on Facebook, I did link to it. On Instagram, I'll give you the link in just a moment. But I'm teaching a masterclass online about 5 steps to thrive through cancer. Now, many of you are saying, well, I don't have cancer. That's not like, should I watch that? Absolutely. Because here's the deal with cancer. Cancer is a symptom of something going wrong in your body. And most of the time, it is related to a nutritional deficiency, an inability to detox, or it could be some sort of a genetic mutation. And the good news is, you guys, that nutrition can turn on or off genetic expression. So if you sign up for this live math, you're going to learn how to use nutrition to help fight disease. You're going to learn the foods that you should eat and the foods that you should avoid. And we're also going to even talk about detox. We're going to talk about essential oils. We're going to talk about cleaning up your environment. And we're going to talk about self-care because those are all important pieces that I teach. And most of you have heard me teach about that. Hi, Raylan from Brightwood. You're not too far from me. So I hope that's helpful. But again, I really from this today with the understanding that you actually do need to play a really important role in your own healthcare, especially from a preventive approach, by learning about nutrition. And I gave you some great resources that you can start. And don't let your medical doctor deal with the medication. But I can assure you that if you take a more proactive approach to your nutrition and you avoid the foods that are feeding disease and you start eating the foods that are fighting disease, you'll get to visit your doctor a whole lot less. And most likely, we'll be able to start seeing some of the symptoms that you may be dealing with go away. So I hope that was helpful. Thank you guys for joining. And if you did find this helpful, I encourage you to share it because there's people out there that are feeling kind of hopeless and they're needing support and they're needing to find solutions to their health. And hopefully this could give them just a little bit of hope. I'll see you guys next week. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day.